Hey everyone, welcome to the Outdoor Biz Uncut, a new shorter episode where I capture a quick conversation actually outside on an adventure in a wild place. You know I try to get out a lot, hiking, fishing, paddling, camping, whatever. Sometimes there are stories to be told, other times not. And many times I'm with folks who have great outdoor businesses in awesome locations, and maybe we can inspire you to make a visit or at the very least, get outside yourself. So please enjoy and make time to get outside. Welcome to episode 4 of the Outdoor Biz Podcast Uncut. I recently met Allie Nichols from Osmo Nutrition at the running event in Austin, Texas, and today, Allie shares why Osmo is the best tasting nutrition to ensure the best performance for pro-level athletes as well as us recreational outdoor lovers. Welcome to the show, Allie.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's good to be chatting with you. So tell us about Osmo. What's the soundbite we all need to know about what you guys do and who you are?
At Osmo, we believe that if you sweat, then you're one of us. That you don't have to be an elite athlete in order to be able to take in high quality nutrition products before, during, and after a workout. So we make electrolyte mixes and protein recovery mixes, and we are getting ready to launch a new fuel mix that can actually be added into any of our existing products.
Wow, cool. So whether you're an elite runner or a mom or dad that does your afternoon walk, you still need nutrition.
Absolutely. So anyone from elite, competitive professionals to weekend warriors to people who are getting out to run their first 5K or century ride, we believe that anyone deserves to feel and perform their best. And the biggest component to that is what you put in your body.
Right. And what are so the products you make are a little bit more than just, hydration help and things like that. There is some nutrition components. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. So all of our products were backed by peer-reviewed science. Mm-hmm. So the biggest benefit is the precise ratio of different ingredients. So the key electrolytes that you need, sodium, sugar, potassium, magnesium, all of those you can find in a million different electrolyte drinks, but it's the ratio of those ingredients that allows for the most rapid absorption into the bloodstream. So you can imagine when you are out there and you're already feeling thirsty or you're feeling dehydrated, you didn't drink enough water beforehand. When you begin to feel thirsty, you're already 2% dehydrated, which is
too late. Yeah, I learned that years ago.
Yeah, like an 11% loss in power and endurance. So wow. The important thing is to maintain a proper hydration by taking in electrolytes that can most rapidly absorb into the bloodstream. So osmolality is the amount of solute found in your blood, and you need your hydration beverage to be lower in osmolality than that of your blood to allow for that quick absorption so that you can maintain your endurance.
And it's probably better to stay ahead of it because once you get behind, it's tough to make up if you're continuing your run or your bike or whatever it is, right?
Exactly. And if you think when you're out there for longer than an hour, say, and some people are out on bike rides or backcountry trips or trail runs for multiple hours on end, even if you start out well hydrated, you're not going to maintain that. The more you sweat, the more of those electrolytes you're losing, the more body water you're losing. You have to be able to take in key electrolytes in order to rehydrate the body.
And anybody that lives at altitude, like we're at about 4,500, 5,000 feet here in Bishop, it's probably even more important because it happens faster. Does it happen faster at altitude?
At altitude, yes. So altitude and cold weather present different challenges because your body gets tricked into thinking that you're hydrated. And a lot of times at altitude, you'll notice you increase your urination. So you're actually losing more fluid than you would. And also in cold temperatures, you're losing fluid through body vapor as well. So even breathing out moisture increases your fluid losses. So a lot of people, you don't feel thirsty, but you're actually getting dehydrated in colder weather and at altitude.
Quicker, yeah. And so your role as director of marketing, did you have to get up to speed quickly upon joining Osmo, or were you up to speed on all things nutrition prior to that? Did you have some
yes.
background?
Yeah. It was
Drinking
quite
from the
a
fire
learning
hose?
curve. Yep. Yeah. And I think when I joined the company, obviously it sort of comes with a territory where I suddenly was riding my bike more and doing more trail running and just getting outside more in general. And so I got to learn firsthand the importance of all of these things where I wasn't paying nearly enough attention before. And so experiencing it firsthand as an athlete, I think has helped us to hone in a message and what we convey to customers, especially because I am a pretty, 4 to 5 times a week athlete, not training for significant races, but want to improve, want to be better, and maybe challenge myself to a race here or there. And so having that experience and showing people that you don't have to be a professional in order to take in this type of nutrition and to investigate what works for you and make sure that you are monitoring your hydration, your fuel intake, all of those things.
Yeah, and for anybody that's gotten dehydrated or underfueled, you feel like crap, and you wander around wondering, why do I feel so bad? And then you realize, well, I haven't had a drink of water since 7 a.m. Or whatever.
Right. Yeah, we have a new tagline we're going to play around with in 2023 called "Unbonk Yourself," which I think is helpful for people because everybody knows how dreaded that feeling can be, and a lot of times people don't realize that it's very closely linked to hydration as well as calories. And so, and that's part of our fuel product that we're introducing is a high calorie, high carb mix that doesn't have any flavor that can mix into our hydration mix that already exists in order to take in more calories without having to pack food if you wish to do so.
Oh, that'd be cool for backcountry folks and carry less weight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll be on the lookout for that. So you're a runner. What other outdoor activities do you participate in?
I also ride bikes. I ski, and I think there's always more out there that I'm curious to get into.
Plenty of things to do, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And so was this Osmo's first time at the running event?
It was, yeah. It was our first time exhibiting at the show.
Mm-hmm. And how was it? Did it go well?
It did. It went really well. I think it's helpful to have a booth presence there, be able to talk to customers who come by who've both heard of Osmo and have specific questions, or people who've never heard of Osmo, because we are relatively new to the running world and have historically been more linked to cycling. So people want to learn about why we are here and what we can do for runners who are really concerned about what it is that they put in their bodies and can be impacted significantly.
Right. We have a running store in town here, Sage to Summit. She caters typically to trail runners, and there's some people that do some really long backcountry runs here that are just as phenomenal. And, it's elevation, it's changing terrain, and so those folks, I think, use a lot of products like yours. We'll have to make sure that they know about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you guys go to any other shows, or are you still pretty new to the industry?
We are still pretty new. So we have plans to attend lots of different bike and running races. So we sponsor a number of different race series here in Northern California. And we're always looking for finding places where we have opportunities to meet with new athletes who aren't as familiar. I think, we do have, it's a competitive industry, but I think our number one competitor is probably just plain water alone. A lot of people don't know that they could be enhancing their water intake so much and benefit so much more, because plain water alone just doesn't cut it. And Osmo works 3 times faster than plain water alone. So any places where we can get in front of folks that are, maybe hardcore water drinkers, straight water drinkers, and we can educate them and get them to try the product out, I think, and then experience firsthand how much it can benefit their performance and just how they feel.
Yeah, it's amazing how many people still believe that. They just go right straight to the water and don't want put anything in it. It's surprising.
Right. Well, I think part of why we've had more interest coming from the running industry is because so many people have, delicate systems. So they have to be very careful with how sweet the product is that they're taking in, how many carbohydrates are in it, because anything that messes up their GI system can ruin a race or a training for them. And so Osmo, we started to have more runners coming to us and saying, I'm using this product and, would you be interested in coming to a fun run I'm putting on or something?
Oh, cool.
Because it's light. It's designed to be light on the system, sweetened with all natural organic fruit powders. So there's no stevia, there's no other natural flavorings or anything like that. It's all organic fruit powder that sweetens it. And so it's really light on the stomach, so people don't encounter any sort of GI distress.
That's good. Yeah. And I'm sure there's tons of shows, not only shows, but like you said, events. I mean, there's so many different running, cycling, trail running, hiking events that you guys would be perfect at. So I think you might be on the road a lot next year.
Yes, we do have a Sprinter van that I've spent many, many nights in with my dog. So
nice.
We'll be taking it on the road again in 2023.
Very cool. And what advice do you have for someone that wants to get into the run or outdoor sports recreation related industry? So they want to get a job like yours.
My advice is to start having conversations with customers and athletes, all different kinds of athletes. Figure out what the consistent pain points are across the board and what people are encountering. And usually it's when people love to complain. So it's going to be the first thing out of their mouth is the number one thing that's weighing on them. Sometimes it's cost of entry to events or cost of gear to events, or to participate in their sport. And so for nutrition, it becomes very clear what the issues are that are ubiquitous among different athletes of all levels. And so I think figuring out what the pain points are allows you to come up with what your offering can be, what need you're fulfilling, and what pain you're
what problem you're going to solve,
addressing. Yeah.
That's key. That's good advice. Yeah, I think there's a lot, and there's, I think a lot of folks think sometimes that it's saturated and there's no more opportunity, but there's nothing but opportunity because there's so many things that people haven't thought about yet. Everybody's different that hike and bike and run and do all these things. So we all have unique bodies and unique needs. So yeah, I think there's huge opportunity. Yeah.
Right. And longevity. People want to be able to do this stuff for longer. And so finding ways of increasing longevity and how long we can all be doing this, I think is a huge focus for a lot of folks. And so that creates a ton of opportunity in itself. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. So we wrap up. Is there any final thoughts you'd like to leave us with?
I don't think so. I think, keep an eye out for Osmo in 2023. And for your listeners, we are always looking for events and athletes to connect with and test our product with. So, but feel free to take a look at our Instagram and
how can they follow up with you?
If they want to send me a note, Allie, ALLIE at osmonutrition.com, or just follow us on Instagram.
Cool. Yeah. Well, there you go, folks. Send all your ideas that way to Allie, and maybe we'll see you on the track or on the Osmo's staff soon. You never know. Well, thanks for chatting, Allie. I appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you up here in the Sierra.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Rick.
All right, thanks. Check the show notes for links to all the things we talked about, and thank you for listening. I'll drop these whenever the opportunities present themselves, and if you have an adventure or idea you want uncut, hit me up and we'll make it happen.